there, pretty people of the internet, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annika, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about choosing a degree and choosing universities. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions throughout the years about choosing different subjects for the IB, but lately I've gotten a lot more questions about how to choose the right university, what to look for in a university, and how to choose the right major or degree to do. I will link down below a video I just did about my educational experience, so if you wonder what I've done, go ahead and watch that. But just to sum it up for you all, I'm from Norway, but I've studied in the US, Japan, and the UK, and I very soon have my master's degree. All my advice and everything I'm going to say is obviously going to come from my experience and my perspective, so take everything you hear with a grain of salt. If it doesn't apply to you, or you feel like what I say goes totally against what you feel, of course don't take my advice. Your gut feeling is the most important thing when it comes to deciding what is right for you. Now let us get started with talking about how to choose the right universities. So I think when you go into looking at universities, it is of course helpful to know a few basic things. This can be like, where do you want to study? And I'm thinking, in your country, in the world, do you want to go to a small community college in the US? Do you want to go to a large university in Australia? This is something that you should probably start out having some thoughts about. The second thing is to figure out approximately what you want to study. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go into university knowing exactly what you want to do with the rest of your life, but it gives you an idea of what schools to look for. In most countries, you apply directly to a degree program and you can't change it once you're in. So if that's the case for you, and you don't know what you want to do, then maybe hold off a bit and try to see if you can do something for a year or so until you figure out what you want to do. If you're going to the US, however, you can apply as undeclared. No worries, you can figure it out later. The third thing you should think about when applying for universities is size and location and sort of the university in general. Do you want a small school? Do you want a big school? Do you want it to be located near a big city? Do you want it to be rural school? You know, basic stuff like that. The fourth thing I should say that you should consider is activities that the school has or that you can do in the near area. For instance, if you played soccer for your whole life and you want to continue doing that at university, make sure your school has a soccer team, or at least that the city has a soccer team you can participate in. And the fifth and final, and for some people the most important thing, finances. You have to figure out if the school costs money, how much it costs, if there are any scholarships, if there's any way you could possibly afford to go there, because schools can be expensive. I will list in the description box down below at least one website that I use to sort of figure out what colleges were best suited for me in the US according to, my grades, where I could get in, the size, how much it cost, what degree I could take, and factors like that. Now say you have applied to schools and you have gotten answers back and you have to choose a school. How do you do that? Well, let me give you some advice. First of all, the schools you've gotten rejected from, ain't nothing you can do about that, at least for now. Unless you want to wait and reapply a year later, drop it. It's gone. It's probably not meant for you. If you guys want to see me make a video later on about how to deal with getting rejected from schools, make sure you leave a comment down below saying that you want to see that and give this video a thumbs up. I know that a lot of people feel very torn because they usually have one school they really want to go to, and then they might have gotten accepted to some schools that are better suited for them in some sort of way. Like it might be a school that has a higher ranking, higher status, gives a bigger scholarship, is closer to home. All these different factors can play into why the school might seem better for you. Often we feel pressure from friends, family, teachers, and society in general to go to these schools, even though they might not be our number one choice. Now my advice is, don't do it. Don't go there. The thing is, you know where you want to go in your heart. My advice to you would be to go to the school you really want to go to and ignore all the other factors for why you should go somewhere else. For my undergraduate's degree, I went to the school that was my first choice, even though I had other schools that offered me full-ride scholarships and were a lot closer to home and had sort of all these things going for it. But I knew where I wanted to go, and it was the best decision I've made in my whole life. I do not regret it for an instant. It was absolutely worth it. Because here's the thing. If you really like where you're at, you are going to do better. You are going to meet more people and create a better network. Like, every school has alumni. So sure, they might not be Harvard alumni, but there are people who went to the school who have a connection with you. You're both going to the school or have attended the school, and they have real careers. So don't disregard the networking aspect of a school that might be seen as lesser. If you're happy, you'll have a better time. You will meet more people. You'll have more fun. You will do better in your classes. We all know this, but for some reason at universities we don't think about it really. Now, the school I go to now is sort of seen as one of the best schools in the world for the field I am doing. It has so much like street creds and among academics, especially in Europe. It is ranked high. It has great professors, great alumni, and I hate it. I do really not have a great time there, and I wish that I had stuck with my gut feeling and went to the school that was better suited for me and didn't look better on my resume. So please learn from my mistake. Go where you want to go. Again, I'm going to make another video about being able to afford all of it later on when I figured it out. So let's move on from choosing your school to choosing your degree or major. Now, I was very lucky because I went into uni knowing exactly what I wanted to do, and I didn't change that a single time. I added 2 minors and then I removed one of them because I didn't have time to finish it. But I knew the whole time what I wanted to do, and I loved it. But for most people, that is not the case. In the US, I think people change their major an average of 4 times. 4 times. And you can change it even more than that if you feel like it. My number 1 advice to you would be to not do something you don't like. I know it's really simple, but like, if you love history, study history. If you hate economics, don't study economics. I know for a lot of us it can be difficult to pinpoint exactly what our passions are, but start by ruling out what you don't like doing. If you can, take as many different classes as you possibly can to sort of figure out what your interest is. I didn't think I would like taking economics until I tried it. That is how most of my friends who came into college undeclared or changed their major figured out what they wanted to do instead. They took a class on something and they really liked it, and we were all surprised, and then they studied it and they had a great time doing it. And I would say don't worry too much about the job prospects. You can always get a job. And here's also the thing. Like, say your parents want you to go to med school. You always thought, okay, I'll go to med school. That sounds solid. And you start your undergraduate's degree in biochemistry. And then a few years in, you realize you hate it. And don't finish it. There are so many people who want to do what you are told to do. So, a bit of a tangent, but I really think this plays into my mindset about this. So, in the realm of things, you know, on the big scale, world scale, universe, we are pretty insignificant. We only matter in our lives and the lives of the people closest to us. And we will make the biggest impact if we are happy doing what we do. If we are happy with it, we will be better at it, we will have a greater impact, and we will influence more people in a positive way, both professionally and privately. And there are so many people who want to do that thing that you thought, okay, I'll just go with it. So why not leave it to them? There are so many people who want to be doctors. If you don't want to be a doctor, don't be a doctor. And I know that I come from a very privileged place in the sense that I can study whatever I want and not have to worry about making money and not having to worry about what my family will say or what my community will say. But again, I think it's important to sort of realize that your life isn't supposed to be determined by what you're supposed to do, but what you want to do and what you can do best. That's also a thing. What you can do best and what you want to do are not necessarily always the same thing, and that's when you really got to sit down with yourself and realize which one is better for you. I know everyone has a different opinion about how to choose your degree and choose your major, but honestly, I think you know in your heart if you want to do something or not. And if you have no clue where to start, I don't know, start with something that just sounds like fun. I took a class on Grimm's fairy tales. It was amazing. Am I now going to change my major to German or literature or English? No. I probably would have added it if we had literature in my school. But no, but I loved it and I had a great time doing it. But maybe some people in the class decided that was enough for them to change their major and they really found their passion. I took a class in biology. I didn't really like it, so I did not change my major to biology. There's so much more to say about choosing a major and degree and everything, but I just want to let you all know that no one really knows what they want to do with their whole lives. Like, some people do, but most of us do not know. We just fake it and we make things up as we go, and it works out great. And sometimes it doesn't work out great, and it's still fine. You probably still survive. What you go to school for doesn't have to be what you do for the rest of your life. You can always change careers. You can always go back to school and get another degree. You don't even have to start working with it in the first place. We have sort of accepted this idea that we all are supposed to know exactly what we want to do, and then we go and do it, and then we're supposed to be happy or at least content doing that for the rest of our lives, but that's not how the real world works. Suddenly there's a new economic crisis and your super safe job in accounting doesn't exist anymore. There are no more jobs. And then you gotta go back to school or choose another career. And maybe you're happier with that. Anyways, I'm just going on. What I'm trying to say is, do something that makes you happy. That makes you feel satisfied and take pride in what you do and what you know. Explore different things. Don't be scared to backtrack or start over. It's fine. We got time. People start going to school when they're 40, 50, 60. So what if you spend an extra year? If you can afford it, that's perfect. If you gotta take a break from school to try to figure out what you want to do, that's fine. If you don't go to school because that's not what you want to do, that's fine. We're all different. We all want different things. We all operate in different ways. But I just wanted to let you all know that it's okay. But here are some tips to help you out. Anyways, I went off on a tangent. I don't even know where this video went or how it started. I should start structuring my videos better. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, if you learned anything from it, if you have any more tips and advice, or if you have any questions or video suggestions and requests. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at Bananica_11 and Instagram at BrightonDestiny. And have a great day. Bye!